Hello, my name is Suzanne Taylor and I'm your emotional detox, intimacy and connection coach. Today I want to talk to you about managing expectations and acceptance. So it's something that crops up quite a lot, and it came up very recently in a client session. So I get my inspiration from real life situations on the things that I want to talk about. So today I want to talk about is acceptance of people and what expectations we have of them, because in life we're alone, and we are ultimately responsible for our own well-being and our own happiness. That responsibility doesn't lie with anybody else, and if we can be happy with our lives on our own, then we can be happy with the people around us, and we need to accept that other people's lives are their life, or if they don't behave in a way that we feel that they should behave towards us, or we feel that they have some sort of obligation towards us, we feel disappointment when they don't come up with the goods. So the answer to that is to live life without expectations of people. Love people unconditionally. It shouldn't be conditional, because all that happens is when that person doesn't meet your expectations, you feel very, very let down. And this is something that I see time and time again. So it's very, very important to accept people the way they are. And, maybe those people have put some boundaries in place with you for their own well-being. That we all have our own lives. Living life is quite difficult, and we have to do whatever we need to do to get through, life in the best way possible. And to do that, we have to put boundaries in place with other people. And sometimes people have to put boundaries in place with us. So managing those expectations and not having them, you won't be disappointed. I remember my mum has always said to me, never have any expectations and you'll never be disappointed. And they were very, very wise words, and something that I've always stuck to. I've always been very, very independent, and I do believe that, our happiness and our well-being is up to us, And, as a single person, I know that I have to be happy on my own before I can be happy with anybody else, if I even want to be with anybody else, So those things are very, very important. And like I say, it's all about boundaries, really. And, those people have boundaries with you. You have boundaries with other people. Something that somebody said to me very, very recently is, I want to be top of, if I'm not top of their list, then they can just do one. Well, I'm like, okay. Well, first of all, there's an expectation there. And secondly, it should be 50-50. So are you, is that person top of your list and top of your priorities? Or do you just want to be top of their list and their only priority? Because everything, in the balance of things, it has to be a two-way street. So whatever relationship, whether it's a daughter to a father, a boyfriend to a girlfriend, a husband to a wife, a friend to a friend, there has to be balance, and it has to be balanced on both sides for it to work. Otherwise, somebody's going to start feeling very, very let down. And I've got one client that I've worked with quite recently, and I've noticed a pattern of that person feeling very, very let down, very, very disappointed. And it's always because somebody hasn't met that person's expectations. And it might be that those expectations were quite unrealistic. They were impossible for anybody to meet those expectations. And then it causes that person an awful amount of anxiety and stress and upset. Yet, if there was no expectations in the first place, there wouldn't be any upset or distress or anxiety. So we are responsible for ourselves, and we're responsible for our own happiness, and no one else is responsible for that, just us. So with that in mind, have an amazing day and stay positive, and I'll speak to you all soon.